Hello, I'm David, and this is an introduction to laser cutting. These machines use high-power lasers to cut and engrave in a variety of materials. Here in the lab we use mainly wood and acrylic, and first off I'm going to show you some examples of what you can do in the machines. First off, here's an acrylic box which has been cut out so the edges snap together. This is a great way to make enclosures for projects and also boxes. Secondly, here is a photo engraving in acrylic plastic, and this is a cool way to make photos, and you can also get almost 3D effect if you backlight these sort of images. And thirdly, we have a sort of medallion which has been both cut out and engraved with the same picture as the bird on the plastic. So what do you need before you can use the machines? First off, you need a MyCourt account. This is the platform the lab uses for machine bookings. Your teacher will supply you with an account. When booked, you will need to create or import a 2D design in Illustrator on the computers by the machines. Lastly, you need some material to cut in. The lab supplies a variety of thicknesses of wood and acrylic. If you cannot find your necessary material, contact the staff at this email address. Only use wood or acrylic when cutting, as some materials can create toxic fumes when burnt. Make sure to use the material efficiently. Start with a small test cut to see that your cutting settings are okay before doing your entire design. Also make sure to cut in the corners of the material to save space. Here's an example of someone who has done everything wrong. The person has cut in the middle of the piece, which is extremely wasteful, and has also used improper cutting settings, so the cut hasn't even gone all the way through. Hobby projects are greatly encouraged, as this is a great way to get to know the machines. Okay, so now I will show you a simple test cut and how to make it in Illustrator. We start by creating a new project, and we can give it a name. And we select the laser cutting profile. Next, we'll begin by creating our cut, which will be a circle. So I'll make a circle, and the way that we tell the machine that we want it to cut and not raster it is by making the thickness of the line less than 0.05 points. So 0.04 will tell the machine that this is a line that will be cut. Next, I will create some text to raster within the cut, and let's just type something and make it a little bigger. Here we go. And now we'll move everything to the origin so that we will know where we cut it, as the origin is the top left corner. And now we can begin to send the job to the cutter. So we do this by entering File and Print. And then we will select which printer we use. So I'm going to use the 30-watt one. And then we go into Machine Setup. And we go into Preferences. And now we will see this window which displays the machine cutting settings and the rastering settings. And this is a combined job type, so we have combine here, that is correct. And here we can select the rastering settings and the vector settings, which are available on the spreadsheets by the machines. So I can see for I'm using 6mm wood in the 30-watt machine, so therefore I will use 20 frequency, 100 power and 6 speed. And for the rastering, I will use raster engraving 600 dots per inch, which is 30 speed, 100 power. And then press OK. Print. Print. And now the job is getting sent to the machine. So now we will start by placing the material in the machine, and make sure to place it at the top left corner, so that if you fail your cut, you can place it at the same place again and cut again. And now we will start by setting the origin in the machine. So we go to jog, and then we turn on the visual laser. This is just to help you see where the pointer is. It's not the actual laser which cuts. And then we use the joystick to move the machine head around. And now that we have placed the pointer at the origin, we can save our origin by pressing down the joystick. Next step is setting our focus. So then we go to the focus menu, and here we can move the entire bed on which the material rests on up and down. And to do this, we need to use a machine focus calibrator. So when we have moved the laser bed until the calibrator just touches the material, we press it to save. And a pro tip, if you need to move the laser bed fast or slow, you can flick the joystick left to change the speed at which the bed moves. And here we can see now in the job menu that job 1, test 101 is available, and it's going to take 1 minute and 2 seconds. So then we just press go. Let's finish off with some tips and tricks. Firstly, if your lines aren't getting cut, double check all the line thicknesses, as this is the most common reason for failed jobs. Lines need to be 0.04 points or thinner for the machines to interpret them as cuts. Secondly, it is a good idea to split your jobs into two. One for cutting and one for rastering, in case your cuts don't go all the way through the material. Then you can execute the cutting job several times until the job is finished. Lastly, don't panic if you see a small flame from the laser cutting the material. This is normal. However, if the material catches fire and continues burning, open the lid and extinguish the fire immediately. If there is a fire or the machines need service, report this to us and the staff. I hope you now understand the basics of the laser cutters. Thank you for watching.